An ISO Grifo is the perfect combination of Italian engineering and American muscle. It drives beautifully. Bizzarini, who was the famous engineer on the Ferrari 250 GTO, he was the engineer on the ISO Grifos. We searched for years trying to find one, and they only made 30 right-hand drives. They're so rare. I joined the American ISO club and ran an ad, and I got a reply, and this guy had one sitting in a barn.
I got a phone call on the Friday, Dad, we're going to America on Sunday, and that was it. We're off to America on Sunday.
Pulled into this little farm, and there was about a dozen cars under tarps, sitting rotting in paddocks, and we found this in a barn. All the back of it was all full of acorns.
Yes.
It had been sitting there that long. It was very rough,
yes,
but it was exactly what we wanted. We needed to find one that we could restore.
When we got it back into Australia, our local mechanic looked at it, and I remember him clearly saying to Steve, "You've gone too far, you won't be able to restore this one."
Basically, with this car, it was so rusted, we had to cut off everything from here down and remake it again. Like the first time that I actually sat in the driver's seat, the seat went through the floor. And we were very lucky we found a panel beater that worked full-time on it for about 9 months. And he just did one mudguard, and he might spend 3 weeks. And he would cut it out, and he would then go through and he would hand make the new mudguard, and then he would do the bottom of the door, and then he would do the back mudguard. What Dad and I did, we then followed through, and we did all the grunt work. What did you get for your birthday that year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, taps and dies so I could redo all the nuts and bolts. That was my birthday present.
We basically spent, what, 1 to 2 days a week for a year, didn't we?
Every Monday was a Grifo day and we'd get together and work on it.
Neither of us are mechanics or engineers. I suppose we were just patient, weren't we?
Yes.
I've been very lucky. These are actually the Michelin XWX tyres. These are the tyres that were standard on this car when it was new, and they've now remade them because they're on a few other cars as well. So I've recently put a brand new set of XWX tyres on there. It originally had the first of the Dunlop disc brakes, and the pads were about this big, and you stopped once and you prayed the second time really was what happened, particularly if you were going fast. And so the German ISO club came up with a conversion, so now we run Mercedes SL 500 rotors and Porsche 996 calipers on the front. It stops absolutely beautifully now, it really does. This vent here, and there's one over there where the fuel filler cap is, there's actually a big scoop underneath the car in front of each disc that then pulls the air through over the disc, then brings it up through a tunnel, and then they vent out the top here. And that's how they keep the inboard brakes working properly when they're working hard. This badge on the front, that's actually genuine gold leaf on the badge at the front. That one was all faded and horrible, so we found this little old lady that you posted off to, and she went through and she put new gold leaf on it so that we could have a nice shiny badge on the front. What they did that was so clever in the engineering is, if you look at it, it's actually a mid-engine car. The engine is completely behind the front wheels, so you get a really nice balance as far as the weight feel of the car is concerned. It's fantastic on a track. It'll do about 270 kilometres an hour. And in 1967, that was unbelievable. I always describe it, it's a bit like being strapped to an Exocet missile, because when you put your foot down, there's this amazing roar and this surge of torque and power, and the thing just launches out of the corner.
The enjoyment that the car has brought to the two of us, the real adventure of going over to America, I think the two of us finding that we did have hand skills that we never realised we had in building it, and the enjoyment we had working together. When you work together and then you get such a success as this, that's the final reward.
And that's the thing people don't understand sometimes is I've had people offer to buy the car and there is no amount of money that we would sell this car for because it actually represents Dad and I. I would never sell this car, ever, no matter what.
No.